What's going on, everybody? It is I, Jacob Moore, the sports analyst. You might be wondering about the new music. I thought let's try a different vibe today. We don't need rock and roll to make us free our soul. And we have an amazing panel, as always, here tonight. And it is time that we introduce this amazing panel. And I hope this music just makes you feel nice and calm and relaxed. Before I get angry! And of course, to help me with my emotionalness is Adam the Goat. Woo! Mr. More for your money.
Woo! Hello, everybody.
Him and I are gonna get.
And because of Adam, it wouldn't be Adam if I didn't do this.
Turtle dance.
Kate!
And of course, Rick from Hamilton Sports Central.
Yeah, I get it. Kate's a good-looking person.
Flying in. Also. And we
Jacob, not gonna lie, that music made me want to go to sleep.
Yeah, it kind of did me too. Not gonna lie.
I want Jacob to start freestyling to the beat.
Pretty soothing.
Oh boy, but I will have a look at the audio levels. I see that in the comment section. So hang tight. Hopefully we can get that fixed. But
hopefully,
let's first talk about the poll we have going on here, which is
Is it a stripper's poll?
No, Dan.
What?
Dan,
you lose all privileges.
Losing
no talking allowed.
The Hockey Night in Canada after over 70 years. Are we sad,
74
mad,
years to be exact,
happy, moving forward, or who cares?
You got to be sad about that. This is a Canadian institution. Hockey Night in Canada has been around for way too long for anybody to be happy that it's leaving or not caring. It's a Canadian institution. That would be crazy to me if somebody.
I would say if they were to keep it on CBC, you have to get rid of Ron McLean.
Well, that was my comment to this. I saw in our lovely group chat Adam noticing that the contracts at CBC is ending at the end of this season, which is now
all on-air talent apparently.
Just a couple of days ago, Ron McLean was in the media again on a good way with saying controversial comments. If they just get rid of this Hockey Night in Canada thing to get rid of Ron McLean in a quiet manner, I think I could be a part of it.
Dan, do you really think Rogers would get rid of, just to get rid of one man, instead of firing his ass, they get rid of a Canadian institution that has been on air for longer than most of us have been alive?
It's Barry supported on life support. It's Barry alive.
By the way,
why? It's great.
Dan,
everybody watches Hockey Night in Canada. I don't know.
Yeah, how much money is this costing our taxpayers
to watch Hockey Night in Canada?
Dan, you're looking at that in a very close-minded look here, okay? So that's like saying car companies should stop making cars because it costs money to build them. Let's not think about the profit they make on them. Hockey Night in Canada, Dan, hold on. Wait a minute. Let me put some facts in it. Hockey Night in Canada was profitable for CBC. They made money. This helped run the channel. Number two, as I see this in the comment section from JP, this was an over-the-air channel, so people could watch it for free. Every Saturday night, you could get the family together, whether you could afford cable or not, and sit down and watch a hockey game. This has been a Canadian institution for over 70 years. Look, I'm absolutely floored by this. I'm upset with CBC in general because, look, this is one of the last things they have that's truthfully worth watching on CBC, because now, too, Hockey Night Canada was also on CBC Gem. So you're losing it on CBC Gem, which is free. You're losing it over the air, which is free. CFL fans were flipping out about losing one game a week, which TSN's only had it for about 20 years. This is 74 years of Canadian history. I'm furious.
So Jacob, you're telling me that watching U Sports is useless. I'm joking.
No, but
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying,
Adam, and maybe that is what they want to go with. Maybe that is the
because apparently what I read was that CBC, the reason that it's been so CBC still owns Hockey Night in Canada. The program is ending with the NHL. Now, To be fair, though, CBC owns it, so they can do whatever the heck they want with Hockey Night in Canada now.
Yeah.
Their partnership with Rogers has ended. Rogers does not control Hockey Night in Canada. CBC does. So let's say CBC, whatever direction they want to go, because apparently they are looking to go in a different direction in terms of their sports production. What if they have other plans for Hockey Night in Canada? I saw some people saying, what if they give it to what if they give it to their one professional women's hockey league game on Saturdays that they get? Okay. Or you never know if they want to really, if there is the plan, like I feel like major junior hockey doesn't get enough of a spotlight at times. Could they be using that? Could they use that to promote the major junior hockey, the CHL in Canada, by putting Hockey Night in Canada, putting an OHL, a Q, or a WHL game every Saturday, free on air for anybody to watch, using Hockey Night in Canada? That could be a strategy. CBC is not they are ending the partnership with Rogers. The rumor is they might go in a different direction. Who knows if they'll use Hockey Night in Canada in their different direction, but they feel like they should go into a different direction. Maybe that's because they don't like the partnership with how Rogers is going, which is fair enough. No, Rogers is pretty shitty at the end of the day. And well, at the end of the day, I guess we'll see what happens, but it's a sad day. And I don't know who to blame, because I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to break down this relationship, because clearly there's a breakdown in the relationship. But it is a sad day when you lose such a, like, that is memories. That is memories we're talking about from when we were all kids. Like, I remember watching it on CBC.
I mean, Adam, since you read the article, now is it just like, it probably wouldn't say names, but wasn't like David Amber, Kelly, what the heck is it? Elliot Freeman and that with Sportsnet, because they were doing the free agent day. And
yeah, so they're all with Sportsnet. Your Hockey Night in Canada on the CBC side is more Ron McLean.
Yeah. So what I saw, I think they're also talking about the fact that apparently all of Rogers on-air talent, all their contracts I think everybody who worked Hockey Night in Canada outside of Ron McLean were probably all working for Rogers, I would assume. Because I'm pretty sure Ron McLean's contract was with CBC
here to
do Hockey Night in Canada is my assumption. I don't actually even really know. But that is just my assumption.
Throw people under the bus, but after what Ron McLean said the other day,
you
cannot say what Don Cherry said is worse.
100%.
Oh,
100% agree with you.
That was bad.
Thank you, Wix Mars. They said, yeah.
Okay, wait, no.
Thanks,
let's
Dan.
make it clear that you can't say neither of the things that those two said, no matter how right you want to say what Don Cherry said was right. He cannot have said it the way he said it.
Oh, come on.
Dan, shut your pie hole and let me finish my point. Because you are being such a whiny little baby about this right now. Don Cherry got fired. So Dan, I'm going to ask you a serious question here, and I want a serious answer. And I don't want a long tirade from you. Do you think, like, take off your Don Cherry lover glasses off and tell me, if let's say Ron McLean said that exact same thing, do you believe Ron McLean should be fired for saying that? The way he said it, the exact same thing, exact tirade.
What's the question? You're asking if Ron McLean said the same thing as Don Cherry?
No, I'm saying if Don Cherry said the same exact thing Don Cherry did when he said it, the exact same speech.
To be honest,
so Don Cherry doesn't say it. Ron McLean says it instead. Would Ron McLean be fired for that? Same thing.
I don't understand the question.
Okay, so I will. Hold on, Adam.
Don Cherry's tirade was said by Ron McLean instead of Don Cherry.
I would still agree with it.
You would still agree with
100%.
And the way he said it,
100%.
The way he said it,
yes,
he couldn't have said that on national television. He said it on national television,
and he's a hero for doing it.
Hey, Dan.
No matter how right he is, he can't say it the way he said it. He could have worded it so differently. He could have said it in any other different way than the way he said it. He was no network in Canada was ever going to keep him after he said that. There was
I was just
I
gonna
don't
say
think.
it's been so long. I don't even know. I don't even
Look,
remember
the
what he said.
issue
Like,
is
I think
again,
the way
and
he said it was the issue. It's not even what he said; it's the way he said it. I think was the
And-
issue.
look, I
More than
understand where you're
anything.
coming from, Dan, because Don Cherry was a hero to you and to your and my generation. But people saying calm down. People saying that Don Cherry should come back now. The man's 90 years old. Number one,
Oh,
he's
he
not
can't
coming
come
back
back
on
now.
broadcast. Number two, they were looking for a reason to get rid of Don Cherry because of how much money he was costing, and they used that reason. I am more surprised that it's taken this long for potentially Ron McLean. For all we know, Rogers is going to bring him over. We have no idea.
That's
Ron
crazy.
McLean still may be a part of the broadcast there, but look, I do want to address a comment from Anthony though, which I thought was interesting. He talked about inevitable due to ratings. So the average Hockey Night in Canada game averaged approximately 1 million viewers per game in Canada for the 24-25 regular season. We don't have the average for 25-26 yet. The Stanley Cup Finals in 24 on Hockey Night in Canada was 7.75 million on average for viewership.
That's more
For anything now, what I'm really interested to see was will this affect ad revenue when it comes to Saturday night hockey games? Because let's be honest, on Sportsnet, cut the number by about 40% and you have Sportsnet's numbers. Because again, you're not making it harder to access will make it where less people can see it, which is, I know a lot of the arguments CFL fans made about the streaming service. But now you look at the NHL, you cannot watch a single game now without paying for something. You need Sportsnet, TSN, Amazon, Crave. If you don't want to get into region blocks, well, now you got to get NHL Plus.
Wow.
Like, to watch an NHL season for more than one team, you're going to be spending a couple $100 a month to watch
either
NHL.
way you were, even without this deal, you were still paying a lot of money, even with this deal.
But
even with Hockey Night in Canada being on, you know what I'm saying though? Like, even with Hockey Night in Canada, that's only 3 games you get off, basically.
You know what I like about this deal?
Go ahead, Rick.
Nothing, because I get to deal with Flow, and that's all I need to watch AHL hockey is Flow TV.
Nice.
One place.
Interesting comment here from Isidore. It was a part of my life as a kid, kind of the last nostalgic working class folk. Exactly. Like, this was something that even if people couldn't afford it, it's a Canadian institution. Like, and I've sent Dan, I would like you to discuss more your take on, you're saying it could be because of a government spending, not without getting too much into politics.
Yeah, what I was going to say is in 2024, when the budget was released for 2023, just to fund CBC costs for national federal taxpayer over $600 million. A part of that $600 million is the NHL deal. Okay, you cannot run a profitable business and have it cost you $600 million. You're losing $600 million. And me as a taxpayer, I'm not okay with that.
So
Dan, you have to do something to cut down that cost.
If you take out the friggin' LRT and friggin' Hamilton, there's your money right there.
Yeah. True.
Just say it.
True. Good point.
Okay, so here's an interesting thing to comment back to you on that, Dan, just to make a state, right? By the way, it's still going to cost CBC a very similar amount of money to run. I would like to point that out, okay? So, now this is back in 2014. This is the earliest number I can find of public broadcasting. So, Hockey Night in Canada made an average of $150 million per year.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And you're still losing.
And we can assume that went up. Okay? We can assume year over year. It's very even. Before you say, no, you can't. Yes, you can.
Oh, for sure you can. It's inflation. Everything's
went up. CBC's total revenue for now on a projection on the way things are going, on a projection basing it from 1952 the way to 2026, assuming a 4.5% curve, which is very normal for broadcasting. I'd like, before anyone asks, how do I know? I work in television. Okay. The new advertising revenue for CBC would have been approximately $345 million.
Mm-hmm.
It has not cost you $345 million to run Hockey Night in Canada. This deal is now going to cost the taxpayer more money than what it did, because now they are losing all this revenue that they could put into somewhere else. And before just get rid of the CBC, it is a Canadian institution.
It doesn't do anything else. That doesn't help the situation.
The Act of Canada, that there has to be an open broadcast news and radio channel. There has to be. There, unless you want to rewrite the Constitution in your spare time, it has to be. So this was actually making the CBC money.
And you're still losing $600 million.
No, it was costing you $600 million. You're not losing $600 million, Dan. And that was $600 million for all the programming across CBC, not for one thing. By the way, did you know the BBC in England spends 5 times that to what the Canadian government does on CBC?
They cost way too much.
So calm the hell
down. They also have I do want to say one thing, but this has something to do with the comment. Anthony, the States doesn't get Hockey Night in Canada. Technically, they get the same. They get their broadcasts from ESPN and TNT and stuff, but they don't technically get our broadcasts from Sportsnet and CBC. They don't get the Hockey Night in Canada broadcast.
Americans won't get the CBC broadcast.
Yeah, they won't get the CBC broadcast, but you'll get your own broadcast. So that's why it's low, is because for the United States, because the US doesn't get the same broadcast we do.
Anthony, I like that.
But they can't though, because that would be something CBC has to run, because the CBC owns the right to Hockey Night in Canada. Nobody owns CBC still owns the rights to it. By the way, if people didn't know that.
I'm looking at it. I think maybe if they could change it to what Adam was saying, to making a deal with the CHL. Why if they put on a OHL game every Saturday, WHL game, QWHL game, PWHL game? But it's a lot of AHL. As quick as point out, there's a lot of hockey leagues that CBC could put out that would still get a lot of viewership and would cost way less money.
Now, okay, so getting CHL broadcast
PWHL,
rights, PWHL. Getting CHL broadcast rights is very, very complicated. Okay, because you already have community stations plus Flow, and they are paying a lot of.
Community station?
Hold on, no, they're not. They're not.
All right.
Community station is a community channel ran by the community for the community. That is not CBC. CBC is a professional high-end broadcast channel. The difference is it would not be these other companies want the exclusive rights. Now CBC can offer something more, then maybe that's the way it goes. The PWHL, or I've said this for a while, university sports are not being showed. And Adam even said, joking to me, are U sports are not relevant? I know you were joking, Adam, but you make a good point. Maybe it is the
they do show some, but I think they only show the
playoffs. A different university hockey game every Saturday night.
I think Jacob, I think CBC only shows their playoffs. I don't think they actually show weekly games, if I'm not mistaken.
And Anthony, the reason why you can get
I think you only get Sportsnet. I don't think you get the CBC version of
CBC is because that's in what's called a above air broadcast. So an above air broadcast means an antenna anywhere close enough to the range. So picture this big bubble, right? And there's this big range you can hit. So as long as it can be in that range, you can watch it. However, the broadcast itself, you can't go to a cable company in the States and pay for CBC because it's a Canadian broadcast channel, literally CBC. You cannot have it in the States unless you're getting it over the air, if that makes any sense. But I understand in the States, I'm not to be difficult. I don't see why Hockey Night in Canada would really be popular in the States. Hockey's not as popular in the States as is in Canada in general. That's kind of just a fact. But no, I think it's something that, Dan, I did think at first you brought up an interesting point on the tax revenue, but then when you look at how much money they were making annually off Hockey Night in Canada, they're actually losing money, not gaining money by this deal.
Well, we don't know yet because it has to be replaced with something, right?
No, it doesn't.
We're not just going to leave dead air on Saturday night. Something's going to have to replace it.
Okay, but that's like okay. Actually, Dan, serious question: what replaced the Chevy Cruze? What replaced the Chevy Cruze?
A Hyundai Elantra?
No, from Chevy. What did Chevy replace the Chevy Cruze with?
Nothing.
Well, how does GM still have a dealership?
Because they make more money off of trucks.
Well, Sportsnet will still be
just
showing
because
games on
CBC will
Saturday
just
nights, though.
They'll just run the
It
same
won't be
programming
Hockey
they
Night.
have. You'll just see the national 10 more times.
Yo,
Unless,
that's
as you know, the comments are saying here, like, you know, as Adam said too, CBC owns the trademark Hockey Night in Canada for a few more years. Sportsnet could just change the name for something else Saturday if they want, or does CBC use Hockey Night in Canada for university sports, high school sports? Like, what do they use it for? Is it for the PWHL? The PWHL is the most intriguing angle, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. I gotta say, as much as I I question the spending of it, I'm very sad to lose the history of it. I couldn't find it, but I had to have a Hockey Night in Canada jersey. So hanging up that jersey was episode. I couldn't find it, but it is a great historical Canadian thing for over 70 years, and it's sad losing a part of our history. I'm not going to deny that. I'm trying to take the emotions out of it and just look at it as a pure revenue issue.
It's just sorry, Rick, go ahead.
Everyone that's talking about the CHL, you got to remember the OHL finals, the QMJHL finals, and the WHL finals are all owned by TSN. Same with the Memorial Cup. That's owned by TSN.
That's true.
True.
So really, you could...
No,
because
CBC
Anthony, it's actually not NCAA, it's CIS hockey. And
unless you're just thinking of university hockey in Canada in general, which is just called U Sports.
The NCAA hockey, why would a Canadian broadcast company show an American product when they could just show the U Sports? They could just show U Sports in that field. Doesn't make any sense to go and then spend even more money bringing a whole crew over to the States to cover games in which not every Canadian's going to care about, despite there being Canadians over there. How many Canadians would actually actively watch Hockey Night in Canada just to watch NCAA hockey, where you don't know half of the people? CBC still shows a bunch of different stuff. But like, I just feel like if CBC still owns the right to the name, they may try and do something else. I don't understand why they wouldn't if they still owe it, but I guess that's up to them. But if their route is they want to do other stuff, maybe it's to promote. I think, honestly, in my personal opinion, I think CBC would be better off doing Canadian college sports, so U Sports, covering that, than covering those NHL games, because it was costing them a lot of money. And I feel like, is it better for... That's better for Canadian sports in general, I guess, is to bring out that product a lot more. Like, I feel like that's a great idea. Like, if that's the route they go, I think that would be a hell of a lot. That would be really cool to see, because U Sports doesn't get enough attention. College sports in Canada doesn't get enough attention as it is. And I think it would be a good idea to show it free to air. What college wouldn't want to be involved in that? Getting their athletes free national coverage.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And it may not be, and it sucks to lose something that's been a part of all of our life for like all of our lives. But if it ends up going in that kind of direction, I think that's even cooler, to be honest with you. I think that'd be pretty awesome.
That's a really fair point. I'm okay with that too.
I guess I just feel bad for the Canadian families that couldn't afford to be able to watch a hockey game any other way, and this was their one-a-week opportunity to get it, right? And I mean, I understand it, but I guess to me, it's just very frustrating. And I am a little surprised, especially, Dan, by you, because you're the one, when at first the DAZN deal came out, you lost your mind. You were furious. But yet you're completely fine with losing a free game. TSN you still have to pay for. This was 100% free.
I am growing as a human being. I'm expanding.
Oh no, Dan's evolving, everybody. This is no good.
No. Here's what I gotta say.
Oh, Dan, hold on. You got it, Dan. We got a new viewer here.
Welcome to the Analyst Desk, Wade Wilson 8899. If you like this roundtable discussion and like the screen comments up on the screen, please subscribe to the channel. We're up to 235 subscribers now. We're trying to hit 250. We do live shows, pre-games and post-games of NHL, CFL, NFL, MLB. We do pre-recorded shows, interesting topics. We do video game simulations. Wick is a great friend of ours, and subscribe to his channel too, Hamilton Sports Central. Talk about all the great Hamilton sports teams. We got a lot of stuff going on, and the more we build the subscribers, more like new people like you can find us, more builds the algorithm. And thank you so much, all the loyal custom fans have been commenting, liking, and sharing since day one. We couldn't do all without you, so thank you very much.
I do agree with this comment, though, from Wade. And again, obviously, Wade, welcome to the channel. But U Sports in Canada does not get enough love and attention.
No, it doesn't.
I think it would be so cool.
I will say this. I might actually watch some U Sports on a Saturday night Overwatch.
I totally would.
My Leafs again.
That's true.
I definitely would.
It might be a way to get more traction into university sports here in Canada and help grow it. Oh, Wade, you've been subscribed for a while. You just don't chat. Well, thank you very much, Wade. We appreciate that you've been with us for a while.
Thank you, Wade.
I just want to mention something.
No, joking.
I will agree with Key. It's going to suck when you had the kids come on and do the introduction to each hockey game.
Oh yeah, that was so cool.
Oh, wow.
That was cool.
And you're not going to get you're not going to get that on Sportsnet.
No.
And to be fair, I think Hockey Night in Canada lost a lot of its. I don't know when they changed the song. And I don't even think I really noticed, but I don't know when the song was changed, but I feel like that always sucked. I love their intros though, but I feel like they changed that as well after COVID.
I think we got another new viewer by the looks of it.
Well, Dan, are you sure? Because Wade Wilson wasn't a new viewer.
Well, I'm trying the best I can do. I'm only human, you know. But
you're only Dan.
But welcome to the Analyst Desk. And if you like having a commenting screen and like the live discussions, please subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot to us. And thanks to everyone who has been here since day one. We really appreciate all of you.
By the way, it is very interesting. It's because it's called U Sports. That is a bad name. Makes it sound like, I don't know, youth to me.
What is the U? Is it? Oh, it's just called University Sports.
But like when I think of you, I think of like under 18, under 16, under whatever.
It's a bad name.
By the way, guys, I see there's some people wondering about their comments. We will get to people's comments. There's a lot of comments coming in, and we certainly appreciate it. But Anthony, here's yours. But you guys understand my line of thinking. I do get what you're saying about the NCAA.
Cutting off, Rick. Wow.
Sorry, Rick. I was just wanting to answer this comment here.
It had nothing to do with this anyways, but I just wanted to mention.
I think with this, though, Anthony, we're saying like it's a good idea. It's just here. It's not called NCAA. It's called U Sports. But Rick, the floor is yours.
I think he's just talking about NCAA, Jacob, though.
Jacob, do you have your broom ready?
Broom?
Oh my gosh. Broom? You have broom ready?
Broom!
Do you know why?
I know why.
Because the Marlies won again. The Marlies won again, and they're one way away from sweeping the Wolves.
I've seen so many people saying after 2-0 that Chicago was coming back to win in 6. I wonder.
Okay, Jacob, you can go back to your top guy. I just wanted to mention that.
No, it's also about the Toronto Marlies.
Why they won 1-0 today? By the way, what a great
goal from Cowboy. And
don't forget Thursday. It's on home ice too.
Yeah.
Was it tonight on home ice?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is interesting. CBC Gem and CBC Sports YouTube channel covers lots of Canadian sports. Yeah. So maybe we will be seeing this on the broadcast. You know what? Actually, I do think the university sports might be the angle CBC takes, and that might really work out well for them. I think it would be
really cool. I think it's smart because they show all of the playoffs. They show. Yep. I know they show the hockey, men and women's hockey, men and women's basketball. I think they also showed the football, if I'm not mistaken.
We'll be getting to it. Don't worry.
I'm surprised it was the Habs fan who brought it up, but you know what? Because he loves the Leafs. He loves the Leafs so much that he wants us to talk about the Leafs now that Montreal's out. I love it. I respect it. I respect it because we are pretty awesome.
That's okay, Adam. I'm just waiting for the Islanders to pull their trade, and then that will be something I can talk about.
And this is also true, too. I don't know if you guys remember back when the CFL was on CBC, which was
25
The issue
years
is for the
ago.
CFL, I think the main difference for that is the CFL is a lot more desperate for income than the NHL is. I think the
Right.
NHL was better to get more exposure, where I think the CFL is more desperate for income. But I do agree between curling and the CFL being gone too, and it brings up an interesting comment we put up on the screen earlier, but I want to come back and address it. And it's kind of what's left on CBC. You got speed skating, you get the Vanier Cup,
That's
a lot
big
of
one.
news. Like
Hockey,
CBC,
college hockey.
you get some call, maybe then you
Basketball.
get some Canadian
Those
League
are the big
basketball.
tournaments. Those are the end.
You know
of
what
the
you don't
season
get on
tournaments.
CBC? The Analyst Desk.
That's
Exactly.
right.
That's right. The news
Dan,
is out.
I
We're
feel
going to be
like-
on CBC. No kidding.
Dan, I feel like you should call it the CBC and get us on it because you love it so much.
Hey, CBC, if you want us, we'll gladly join you. We'll do the commute to Fun State
Just
Fair,
ignore
CBC
Dan's.
head office.
Just ignore Dan's comments from earlier.
Yeah, I know my comments from
all that.
earlier.
Ignore
Yeah,
Dan's
no,
comments
we
from
love
earlier.
you.
Those don't matter.
We love you.
No, and I would, and also too, guys, remember the CBC
Clip
does
that,
have the,
Jacob. Clip Dan saying I love CBC. Clip that. Oh, that's cool.
I will say too,
love
though,
that.
as a reminder too for CBC, they do also cover the Olympics.
That's
Which
what I was
they-
like
they
it
do.
too. I think
so
That's a big moneymaker for them.
I think
is
what
the
we could
Olympics.
see is everyone thinks the Olympics are just only happening every 4 years. And yeah, the actual Olympic event is only 4 years. But between those 4 years, there are many, many, many events that lead up to that 4 years because you have world championships. So every sport that predicts who's going to represent their country at the Olympics. So
And I
I
think
could
CBC
even see
covers those.
CBC covering more of those sports. Like,
I think
and
CBC
it could
does.
be summer and winter. It could be like swimming. It could be bobsledding. It could be jogging. It could be
Dan, I
ice
think they
dancing.
do.
It could be all kinds of different unique
I
sports.
know they-
So
I know they cover the swimming. I think they cover the
Yeah.
swimming, like the qualifying,
Mhm.
like the Canadian trials. Like they
Yes.
I know it's the Olympic trials. But like I'm pretty sure they cover CBC.
Oh, look at
covers
Rick
that.
go.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure CBC does.
Oh, I think we
Got
do too. I could see CBC doing more of that world, and I think that's a good thing because the Olympic athletes need for support. They need the revenue, and that's another thing that our country funds, right? And how Team Canada can get more revenue is if they got more exposure, more viewership, right? So I think CBC is looking at it. It's like our business is losing money. This aspect of our business is costing us a lot of money. Why not find something that's cheaper and help the rest of the country, like university sports, like junior sports, like Olympic sports? Then you could kind of see the point of putting tax dollars into it.
Okay, but Dan, I think there's one thing that you keep missing. This was profitable. But the money,
this one part of CBC
Dan,
was profitable.
stop. Let me finish. Let me cook. I don't like to cook. I know you hate cooking.
I like
But-
microwave cooking, bro.
But look, the Hockey Night in Canada was making. I'm going to tell you right now, the CBC did not lose this by choice.
True.
They're now pivoting. I guarantee you, they're panicking, trying to figure out what the hell they're going to fill this slot with. Whether it's going to be PWHL, university hockey, other youth hockey, I don't know. And mind you, I think it could end up being very, very beneficial for the CBC to pivot because as they're saying in the comments right now, they're known for bad sitcoms and swimming. And
literally.
Murdoch Mysteries is also one of their biggest drivers. Phenomenal show that Dan doesn't like. He thinks he figures it out and then realizes halfway through he was completely wrong. It's really funny.
I am shocked that Hudson and Wex is not done by CBC. It's actually done by City TV. It was owned by Rogers. But Curring.
Oh,
yeah.
who remembers CBC? Yeah, I do remember that, Daniel. That was
Oh,
great back in the
yes.
day.
I remember that too.
CBC is slowly losing. Well, they're losing their bigger sports, getting different sports. Like I think the Canadian Elite Basketball League is a really big draw for CBC. That basketball league is growing
Yes.
drastically.
It has.
And-
There's a team up in Sudbury.
Look, you really do wonder, like, again, the more I'm thinking about, the more between what the comments of saying and Adam brought up in the first place about university sports coming to CBC. I think that's
Ooh.
kind of the perfect solution.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Like I've said it too. I don't know why they don't do a game of the week for university football.
Yeah. Look how the last couple of years, Jacob, you and I started watching the Vanier Cup, and it's phenomenal football. And we often said we would watch more of it if it was easier to access. You know, we've talked about this summer going to some university football games. Because these are the future of the CFL and NFL players. Even a lot of Canadian university players end up in the NFL.
And what it's going to do too, right? It's just going to potentially bring a lot more exposure to these incredible athletes. Like
100%.
Even for example, like I've covered a lot of OJHL hockey in my lifetime.
Great hockey.
And I was shocked the first time I covered it how high quality of hockey it was. And I think it could be the same thing with university sports. I bet we could watch it and be pleasantly surprised. Like Rick, I know you do coverage of the McMaster team. Like, how is the football with that level?
I mean, you still got to learn the players' names. But I mean, other than that, it's not that bad of football.
So then you got to wonder, would the hockey be the same? Like maybe the hockey's really good. And also too, you know what? Giving these hockey players more exposure, now there's more tape on them. Maybe they're more likely to get drafted into the NHL. So it's really big for these athletes to have broadcasting opportunities. Go ahead, Adam.
I just saw this. So since 2013, CBC has not been taking in ad revenue from Saturday Night Hockey. This should, in theory, open up space for more Olympic sports broadcasts and allow CBC to bring in significantly more sports revenue. So they've not been making, they've not even taken
I did not know
money
that.
Off of Hockey Night in Canada in 13 years.
I knew there was ad revenue. I guess Sportsnet's been taking it all.
How is CBC even like functioning that broadcast without making ad revenue money?
We were paying for it.
Rogers has been taking them to the cleaners.
Well, yes and no, then, because
crazy.
I guarantee you then CBC wasn't paying for the broadcasting either. Rogers must have been paying for it all. And Rogers wanted the NHL wanted the exposure. Now Rogers is like, again, though, I wonder for Rogers, will this hurt them because they're not going to get as much ad revenue? Again, it's a smaller audience.
So
now,
Jacob, since you're in broadcasting, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't Rogers own broadcasting rights to some CHL teams?
They do.
Yes. Rogers, Cogeco, and Eastlink kind of all share those broadcasts.
So I mean, how are you going to bring the CHL? I'm just saying.
CHL will not come to CBC. It's a great idea, but it won't happen.
Just thinking out loud.
Honestly, your best bet is PWHL or university sports. I think university sports is actually the right answer. Like legitimately, because these athletes need more exposure. Like, for example, I know that I've heard from players specifically that them getting drafted is help when they have more tape. And if you have more tape done by a proper broadcast, and then maybe too, you know what, then maybe CBC can sell ads and make revenue off it, because it's not like to watch a university hockey game, you're not going to expect the same broadcast quality of Game 5 of the Stanley Cup playoffs, right? So if CBC can find a way to make this profitable for them, maybe down the road, this will be the best thing for them. But it is a humongous deal. And I guess I was just looking at originally more from the fans' perspective, and it's just another paywall behind watching your favorite team on Saturday night in a family tradition. And what I hate to say it is, when's the NHL going to sell the exclusive rights to Saturday Night Hockey to another streaming service? Because that's what's going to happen next.
For sure.
And then there'll be another streaming service need to get. So I'm going to say it again to CFL fans. It's not that bad. We got to pay for two services to watch everything.
Unless Sportsnet just televises the Saturday games themselves.
But why would the NHL lose that exclusive rights deal? Saturday Night Hockey is huge. Unless Sportsnet's going to pay an astronomical amount of money for it.
Yeah, but Sportsnet's already paid out the ass for, pardon my French, for TV rights for the next 12 years.
Rick, you said worse. No, true.
So I mean, if they're already paying for it, why else Like, why would they need to pay more?
So Sportsnet, though, was not paying for the exclusive rights to Saturday Night Hockey, because they did not have the exclusive rights. I don't see the NHL not getting exclusive rights money for someone to have exclusive rights to Saturday Night Hockey with over 1 million people as their audience. Saturday Night Hockey is their tradition in Canada.
Yeah.
That is not going away. And people will pay. Actually, you got to think too, what the heck happens now to the French broadcast?
That's a great point.
Right? This also really hurts the Francophone population, who was able to get a French broadcast without spending money for it.
That's a great point.
What about all the other languages?
Like
they did
Punjabi,
other versions.
I know
They did Punjabi as well.
Punjabi.
Yeah, like this is another wrinkle in all this.
That's a great point.
It's going to become very. I just want to mention something really quickly, because I know it has nothing to do with what we're talking. Well, it has something to do with hockey, because we haven't talked about the Leafs trade. I also want to let people know. Apparently, what I saw, I don't know if it's. I'm not going to come on here and say this is factual or not.
No,
I did see it at some point, but apparently, rumor is that Morgan Riley submitted I don't know how long the list is. He submitted a list of teams. Now I'm going to say this perfectly still. So Dan, I'm going to tell you to listen, because you might not listen to what I am saying clearly. I'm going to make it as clear as possible for everybody. He has submitted a list. He is willing to the big word is consider to be traded to. He has not handed in a list of teams he will go to. It is a list of teams he would consider being traded to. There is no trade for him to waive yet, but he has given the Leafs a list of teams they could talk to, and he will potentially leave to. Potentially. None of this is a guarantee that he gets traded, but the rumor is he has apparently submitted a list of teams he is willing to go to. It's a rumor, so it may or may not be true. I'm not 100% sure, but it is the rumor is that he has submitted a list of teams he is willing to go to if the Leafs find a trade for him. It's very interesting. Riley does have leverage, by the way. It's because he has a no move. He has a thing called a no move clause.
Yeah, he
no
does
trade
have
clause.
leverage.
He has tons of leverage. He has actually all the leverage in this situation.
And by the way, there were teams interested in him in the deadline, including the Edmonton Oilers and the San Jose Sharks, just to name two.
He isn't. I think people, and I think this happens a lot because of his mistakes really get blown up. But Morgan Riley, I don't think is as bad as a lot of people think. Like, watch him, and then they're like, oh, yeah, because he made this mistake and this mistake, he's that bad. There wouldn't be teams in on him or wanting to trade for him if he wasn't he is a good player. He just plays too many minutes. That's clear as day. It showed it when he was partnered with Shen, when they weren't playing 20 plus minutes a night together, but they played enough minutes to be effective, and they were very effective together.
This is very true, too, as well. The whole Canadian thing is going to disappear. Sportsnet couldn't give a bleep about some small town in Saskatchewan. And yeah, that's also factual, right? So very big deal. But yeah, the Morgan Riley situation, that is a big deal. And I get people say he had a bad year last year, but there's a lineup of teams apparently interested in Darnell Nurse at $2 million plus more than Morgan Riley. And for teams that are looking for a puck-moving defenseman, Morgan Riley's one of the few potentially available. There's not a lot of puck-moving defensemen available in this offseason, right? So I think Morgan Riley will actually hold a half-decent price tag. I'm not saying you're going to get I'm not saying you're going to be able to get like 5 first round draft picks or anything, but he's going to be worth something if he's willing to go, which that's still, from what I read, it's going to be a trade-by-trade basis as well, and that's how it's going to be determined if he's willing to go. Go ahead, Dan.
I just noticed something interesting when I had Adam on full screen. I did not know this before.
I'm scared.
Your closet has 2 doors.
Fuck, it does have 2 doors. Good.
I never noticed. See, I learn something new every day.
You know what, Dan? Let's talk about it. It's got 2 doors. Pretty sick. Can't go into it because my lazy brother refuses to take his stuff out.
It's not even your stuff.
You know what? It's useless to me because my brother doesn't clean out his damn stuff because he's not here enough. It's very annoying. I
Yeah, I
could
think-
burn it
I
all,
actually
but
think
I think my mom would be pretty mad at me if she came home to me burning my brother's stuff. So you know what? I think
You know what? Actually,
I think
a
the
late
burning
first
explodes
rounder
us.
and a prospect is probably what you'd get for Morgan Riley. That's
I
probably
agree with that.
None of us
100%.
have said exactly what we wanted for it yet, but thank you for letting us know we could potentially have been delusional.
But the
That would be
Leafs
right
did
there.
make a trade today, and I know that was in
Oh
the
my
comment
God.
section earlier. And
Uh,
so it's
I don't
the
think this
Leafs.
is as bad as people make it out to be.
So the Toronto Maple Leafs have
Uh.
traded Joseph Wall and Simone Benoit to the Philadelphia Flyers for Samuel Harrison, Emil
You know what's so funny
Andre,
about this?
and the
Dan,
third
yeah.
round pick for the 2026 draft.
Jacob,
Adam,
do you know
were
what's so
talking to
funny?
me about this off camera, and you were saying that this trade's not as bad as a lot of Leaf fans seem to
I
think.
don't think it is. And do you know what's so funny to me, Dan? This is not an opening for you to hijack what I'm saying. I just wanted to point out something that's pretty funny. If everybody remembers the amount of times this man absolutely crapped on Joseph Wall this year, because he does not like Joseph Wall, and I love the beef because it is pretty funny that he's kept it up. You don't even like Joseph Wall, and your reaction is pretty funny. I asked Rick to stop fucking lying to me. Oh, sorry. Pardon my language because I just swore. But I wanted to be exactly what I said. I was very upset. I thought Rick was lying to me. I thought Rick was trying to get my emotions going. I didn't know what was going on. Absolutely broke my heart when I saw the actual report. I was like, this isn't happening. But Harrison's not too bad. He has nearly a 900 save percentage. But Emil Andrea had, now let's say this. What is one major problem the Leafs decor has? No puck moving defenseman, and we're old as hell. That decor is very old. I think every member of our decor heading into the season was over the age of 30. Andrea's 24, and he had a plus 15 this year. He had a -5 in 42 games last year. He had a plus 15. He isn't producing crazy amount of points, but he is only playing 15 minutes and 20 seconds. I honestly don't think it's as bad as people are making it out to be. Joseph Wall, sad enough, couldn't stay healthy. It sucks. I love the guy. I wish we didn't trade him. I think this was a dumb trade because I still think we should have traded Stolarz at the deadline when he still had a little bit of value.
Yeah.
But when we're speaking just purely on the trade and what the Leafs needed in the this offseason in terms of moving more towards the future, a younger defenseman was something that we needed. And I think it's a suckish move, but it's what happens sometimes. It's a business at the end of the day, and I think the Leafs needed their decor to get younger. I don't think it's as bad as people are making it out to be. People are making it out to be horrendous because it's the Leafs, and the Leafs made the trade. I don't think I'll be happy to be proven. I'm not happy to be proven wrong, but I'm proven wrong and he sucks. That's what happens sometimes when you make trades. But I don't think it's that bad right now, at least.
So just
Go ahead,
so
Rick.
that you guys know, Puckpedia, with him being an RFA, they're listing his qualifying offer as $1.6 million.
You know, and
That's not too
Emerson's a decent goaltender. Like he was on the I believe he was on the Four Nations team for Sweden. And
Spot
he's
up 11. Joseph Wall did get traded. I feel like you missed a lot of pretty big sports news this morning.
I think for see Joseph Wall. It's not a mock trade spot up. This trade is real.
It's real.
The
Unfortunately,
details are in the
happened.
ticker. Now, the interesting thing with this defenseman they've gotten. So NHL has numbers that don't jump off the page anything crazy yet. I'd like to say yet, although every year he is improving in the NHL. But I want to go over some of his numbers in Sweden. So in the U20 for Sweden junior team, in 21 games, he had 6 goals, 16 assists for 22 points. And on top of that, he was a plus 14. In the AHL, his last AHL decent run, in 25 games, he put up 3 goals, 13 assists, 16 points, and a plus 21. This guy could be the puck-moving defenseman, as Adam said, this team really needs.
Yeah.
You don't know. Joseph Wall had a bad year last year in Toronto. He had a really bad time for Team USA as well. I think it was time to move on from Joseph Wall And Emerson's not a terrible netminder. You're getting a young, potentially solid puck-moving defenseman. Now he is small. He's only 5'9" and 194 pounds. But Dan, before you freak out like this is it the same thing you said about Lane Hudson? Not that I'm saying this guy's going to be the next Lane Hudson, but you just don't know. Quinn Hughes isn't a very big guy either. The Leafs need some more puck-moving defensemen in their system. And this is a guy that could potentially be really solid. I'm hoping maybe we'll see him play with Dan Forth next year in the AHL for a little bit, see what he can do. And this could end up being a really solid trade. And Simone Benoit really digressed last year. He was terrible.
Okay,
Like he had a really bad year. You traded 2 players that didn't fit your system anymore.
I'm getting so stressed out just thinking about this trade because it's such a bad trade.
Why are you mad? It's only a game.
Adam is right. I did harp on Joseph Wall this year. Now I gotta say, not Joseph Wall as a human. Joseph Wall as a human is a super nice guy. I really like him. As an NHL goaltender, he's hopeless. I totally agree with trading him. I just think we could have got some value for him. And the fact that we only got a 3rd-round pick and we only got a couple not really proven players, it's like everyone says we got to rebuild and we need more prospects. Well, why are Toronto Marlies one game away from winning the AHL championship then? We got a lot of prospects. We got great people. And Simone Benoit, I get he digressed. I agree with you, Jacob. He had a bad year. However, he was one of the very few defensemen, not just on the Leafs, in the whole NHL, that can still be a heavyweight hitter and can still fight. Heavyweight fight. This giving up Benoit and Wall for a couple small, not proven European players and a 3rd-round pick makes no sense to me.
It makes perfect
sense. Can I just
sense.
point something out to you, Dan?
Sure.
Is that wait, oh my God, because you said something that I wanted to point out, but then you continued on your tirade. So now maybe I'll get it back at some point. But I don't know. It's an interesting trade, but I think it's a lot to do of other needs that the Leafs needed more than anything. And I think losing but there's also
this is a great point.
Yeah,
it's also worth noting that the Leafs also still have Hildeby, but they have
Arteminov.
I like to call him. I'm gonna start calling him the big Russian dude because I can't pronounce his name.
Arteminov.
Never do that again.
Let
me call him the big Russian guy because it's funny to say. And I think it's worth noting out that we have they didn't play him, but that doesn't mean he's not good.
And guys, that's not what I said. I didn't say he was the next Lane Hudson or Quinn Hughes. But I said a lot of people said that Lane Hudson and Quinn Hughes couldn't do anything because of their size. I'm not saying he's going to be the next Lane Hudson or Quinn Hughes. He might be the next. He could still be a very decent puck-moving defenseman. We don't know.
Let me ask you something, okay? Look at a team that just won the Stanley Cup, Carolina Hurricanes. Congratulations. Love you guys. You look at their leader, Jordan Stahl. Big, physical player. You look at the Leafs in the past few years, where have they really suffered? Physicality. You have a great physical defenseman in Simone Benoit, and you get rid of him.
Because Dan,
smaller. Look at Florida Panthers that won 2 Stanley Cups in a row. What do they have? Physicality.
We tried to get bigger and physical, and it didn't work. Stop with this. I'm tired of this with people being like, "Oh, the Leafs were soft."
Big and physical.
No, then we got bigger, Dan, and it still didn't work.
That's what she said.
2 years now. Stop complaining about it because
I guess the Leafs need to take more blue pills because it ain't big enough.
No, Dan. Dan.
Oh my God.
Dan. Okay? Dan, you're going on the Leafs need a bigger, tougher defense. But yet you whine to me that Carolina wasn't going to beat Vegas because their defense was too small. You tell me they need to be.
They weren't with
Dan, hold on. Let me finish. You said Carolina isn't going to win because they don't have an enforcer. They kicked Vegas's behinds, winning game 3 easily, game 4 easily, Game 5 easily. Okay, not all those, but you get what I'm saying. After Game 3, after they came back from 4-0, they basically blew Vegas out of the water. You can win if your team plays the right way. Doesn't have to do with the size and the physicality. Do you know why the Florida Panthers won as many cups as they did? Number one, goaltending. Number two, everyone bought into Paul Maurice's system. Why are the Carolina Hurricanes as good as they are? Because Rod Brendamore, by the way, who still looks like he can play hockey. My gosh.
I always see him with his shirt off. My God.
Crazy. Dan must have had to change his sheets after that. But at the end of the day, the Carolina Hurricanes play the right way, which is why they have so much success. The Leafs don't win because they don't play the right way. And until they get a coach that can get these guys to play the right way, bringing in Dan, this lineup the last 2 seasons was the biggest lineup they ever had, and it sucked.
I gotta say too, on the one other problem with Maple Leaf team last decade has been lack of personality and lack of leadership and lack of personality in the dressing room. And I feel like Joseph Wall was one of those few guys that had personality, was a good leader. I understand if I had to trade him, but I really miss him. Like, I think he was a really good guy in our locker room. And was he a head goalie? No. Could have been a good backup to Hilderby? Yeah, I think he really could have been. I think Anthony Stolarz was the one to just have been
He's not worth anything.
And now, well, that's the thing. I'm afraid to go ahead and keep him because I got Wool. And you didn't even get a first-round pick for Wool. You got nothing.
And you know what Toronto needs?
Oh, shit, and you're delusional. There's no way how you're telling me you think Joseph Wall was worth a first-round pick. So what he did in the regular season this year, his collapse in the playoffs, and then what last year, and then what he did at the World Hockey Championship. You're telling me a goalie that last year had a .334 goals against average and an .899 save percentage that he was worth a first overall pick. I think they're lucky they got anything for him.
Wait, guys.
You know what they
I want to point something out. Wait, so Red, go first before I.
No, go ahead, Adam.
So I was going to point out to Dan Brett how good Joseph Wall would be in the room. The rumor I saw. Again, I don't know if this is true. I just want to point this out as something that I saw. Rumor was that apparently some Leaf players,
great player.
they didn't say who they were. Just apparently some Leaf players asked for Joseph Wall to be traded because they were frustrated with what happened over the offseason, in which that he had missed camp and had missed training camp and missed the start of the season. Now, whether that's true or not, is not really the point. If it's true, that doesn't bode well, I think, in general for the Leafs locker room, is they weren't very supportive of a teammate that was dealing with mental health issues, that was dealing with what everybody assumes was mental health issues, and whatever happened over the offseason to Joseph Woll. If the rumor is that Leaf players wanted him out, I don't know how well that bodes with that Leafs dressing room, given that they weren't very supportive of a teammate who was obviously dealing with something. Whether it's true or not doesn't really matter, but it shows shines a little bit of light, if true, about that locker room right now.
Well, I totally agree with you, Adam. And it's like, I was disappointed when he missed the training camp in the beginning of the year after he collapsed in the playoffs. But then when I heard the rumor was a mental health issue, then I'm like, okay, if he's going through a mental health, well, we don't know. For all we know, could have been someone in his family suffering from an issue, and they needed his support, right? We don't know what the issue was. But regardless what the issue was, it wasn't like he just didn't show up at training camp with something to do. Or that he didn't show up at training camp because when he was out of shape. It was nothing like that. We found out later on there was a legitimate reason. And to bring on Adam's point, if it's true that players requested him to be gone because of that, it shows how bad the locker room is. And a player of need, you should be supporting your teammates, not complaining about them.
Well, I think this just shows too the locker room vibe is toxic in Toronto, if that's the case. We don't know if that's the case for sure. Although I did see the exact same thing that Adam and Lane are saying. They saw Lane in the comments, Adam here on the show. But
Maybe.
if this is true, then the Leafs have a bigger problem than just being soft or not having a goaltender or needing Simone Benoit to Superman punch someone once every 2 years. There is a culture problem in Toronto. And then if you can't, like, I want to put it
No
this
reason
way.
I love Benoit.
I want to put it this way, okay? Let's say you have a friend who's having a mental health crisis. Are you telling them to get over it and go back to work, or are you being supportive?
I'm being supportive.
Your teammates are your friends and your family. And if you look at the teams that have success, they have that culture. And
100%.
clearly, if this is the case in Toronto, then the culture's not there, and it's a major problem in Leaf Nation.
I know a way to fix this all.
Okay.
Hold the whole team, create the Maple Leafs all over again, do an expansion team, and the expansion team will make the playoffs and Stanley Cup before the Maple Leafs actually do.
I like the sounds of that.
You know, it's funny. I liked Wall, but there's always something that comes up with this guy, whether it's injuries, mental health. I get it's frustrating, but you can't. Let's be honest. I'm sure Joseph Woll was also frustrated that he was having mental health problems and injuries.
Yeah.
Like,
nobody asks for that kind of stuff to happen, It's something.
I understand too the comment, and I see this comment all the time about athletes. Well, they're being paid, get over it, blah blah blah. At the end of the day, this isn't the robot sent by CyberLife. This isn't AI. It's a human being, and I think if you can't be supportive of your teammate and basically your brother, because you should be feel like brothers and family if you're together on a team. Then there is a much, 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 much bigger problem in Toronto than stopping mediocre goalies and third round.
It's also
picks.
June, and it's Men's Mental Health Month, and I think this shows. 100%. I do want to point something out, and now I want to make things perfectly clear when I say this.
Let me be clear.
Is that I think now Leafs Nation can stop complaining about Mitch Marner with the darkest days things when he came out today. Now, if you don't believe me, you could go ahead and you can watch when he discussed with media today, and he talked about how he was dealing with whether you like why this came up or not. This guy is being very vulnerable, and at least he's coming out here and actually talking about like he was dealing with mental health issues. That's his darkest days in hockey. That's what he said. Men's Mental Health Month. It's nice that he came out and talked about it, at least when you think about it. Whether that had to do, well, it kind of shows him looking and being obsessed, him and his family, his dad especially, being obsessed with social media and how he's being talked about. It ruined him. Now, that's a mistake he made, and that's something he can learn from. That doesn't mean his mental health struggles isn't something that should be ignored or made fun of because of the way that he left. Not saying anybody's doing it, but it is important to remember that he's human. And whether you want to believe he actually saw death threats or not, or whatever else happened, obviously it took a mental toll on this guy who had a baby and a wife at the time. And that's why he ended up packing. That's a reason he may have also ended up packing and leaving. We don't know that this guy was dealing with other stuff that we don't know about. So when we talk about Mitch Marner, maybe we shouldn't be so critical of the guy who was dealing with so much. Well, that's my personal opinion, of course. If you guys want to be as critical as you want about him, go ahead.
One thing I want to add about Mitch Marner situation. I'm happy you brought this up, Adam. I agree. Mental health is super important. You gotta look at Claude Lemieux, rest in peace. We lost another great hockey legend. I talked about Wade Biwak. There's so many of them that we've lost. It's very sad, very tragic. And I think it's so important for people to talk about if they have issues and go and get the help. And Mitch Marner saw the interview too. Mitch Marner was right. That does not get talked enough. I thought it was good he came out and talked about it. My only gripe about it was before Game 6. He said he had big news to drop if he won the Stanley Cup. And I feel like mental health isn't something that you should use as like a marketing ploy for winning the Stanley Cup.
Dan, I'm not trying to be difficult, but I do need to add a correction to what you said, Dan.
No, go ahead.
They asked Mitch Marner in an interview about being in the Stanley Cup and how he couldn't get there in Toronto. And he said, until the Stanley Cup finals are finished, I don't want to talk about my dark times there until the playoffs are over. He didn't say big news. It wasn't marketing. Unfortunately, you got tricked by headline clickbait. I'm not being difficult.
I'm sure other people did too.
I understand that, but that's not Mitch Marner's fault. It's not Marner's fault. No, Dan, I could put in this. Dan, hold on. I could put in this headline right now for our show. Whoever watches this show is going to be gifted $500,000.
Ooh,
right? I can make that headline. And this is the big issue with now. There's so much, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the community we've built, but there are a lot of very toxic people, organizations who are putting out these clickbaits just to get clicks, right? And it's not like now with the world the way it is now. You don't need any credentials to say you're an expert. As much as that's why I joked that I'm the self-proclaimed sports analyst.
That's
right?
just how I took it.
Okay.
And people can take different things in different ways.
I understand that.
I suffer from mental health myself. I know a lot of people that suffer from mental health. It's something that needs to be improved on, something he needs to work with. To me, it just felt like he was a little bit using it to his advantage. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I don't think he was.
So Dan, I do want to say though, I don't think he tried to do it. I think what happened was
his goal was to win.
He did say that, yes.
No, okay. So guys, I think what became the issue is that I'm not saying Dan and Lane, you guys did this or everybody did this, but I think everybody took what he said, which was that he would talk about his dark times as he was gonna shit on the Leafs. That's what everybody assumed. That's what everybody had assumed what he was going to talk about. Don't lie to me and tell me that you didn't think he was going to crap on the Leafs, because that's what everybody assumed. But that's what everybody had assumed. So everybody thought he was using it as a play or as a ploy to go ahead and crap on the Leafs because he won the Stanley Cup. Now, we don't know if that's true or not, but he talked about his mental health struggles. Whether that was, I choose to believe that that's what he planned on doing no matter what. Because I don't see any other reason why he would lie about talking about his dark struggles, whether that was to crap on the Leafs or not. That's choose to be seen. But he talked about something completely vulnerable. But it seems the attention is going to go to he was going to crap on the Leafs, and no, that's what he was going to talk about. He didn't use it as a ploy. I think people took it, whether you did or not. I'm not saying that, Dan, specifically, you took it as this way and you're taking it wrong. But what I choose to believe is that he wasn't using it as a ploy, but everybody assumed he was using it as a ploy. I believe, this is my own personal opinion, that his intentions were taken out of context, were taken out of turn. Everybody decided what his intentions were, and they would not go away from that. They assumed his intentions and decided that that had to be his intentions. That there was no other reason he would talk about his darkest times unless it was to crap about the Leafs. Now, whether people did that or not, that's something that people can discuss. But I believe that people took his intentions and believed it to be one thing when it could have been something else. I don't like that, but that's how media works. And it seems that a lot of people decided to gobble that up and believe it. But and I feel like that's unfair to Mitch Marner to assume something about him when you don't actually know what he's going to do. But you can do it all you want. But there's a lot. I think there was a lot of assuming done about what his intentions were ahead of the announcement. Whether that was going to be a different announcement if he won, that not really anything we can.
I don't know. In my opinion, I don't think it would have been a different interview either way, because these interviews are planned beforehand, right? Like Mitch Marner would have been sent the questions before this interview, because I've seen enough of the interview and I could tell the way he was very thought out and spoken. They recorded this interview immediately after Game 6. Okay. So literally right after. And to answer it as well as he did and as well spoken he did, Mitch Marner's not a trained professional when it comes to doing interviews in this manner. He had time to prep. He had time from the PR team to prep. And you can tell that this was the topic that it was going to be either way. And I understand that if he wins the cup, his media availability for that night, it was planned for after the playoffs either way, whenever the playoffs ended. That's what I'm trying to get at. And I kind of look, I'm not the biggest Mitch Marner fan for reasons I'm not going to get into here. But at the end of the day, I don't believe this interview was an intent to crap talk on the Leafs. I believe this was to talk about his mental health issues. And look, Marner's not the first player from Toronto to say this. I know, Dan, you didn't believe me until I sent you the clip. Brian McCabe said the exact same thing. He almost retired from hockey and completely went into a dark era because everyone called him Mick Klutz all the time. And the
Frederick
media
Anderson almost retired after
and the fans ripped him a new butthole all the time. It's not. Look, it's difficult to playing in Toronto. I think is difficult, right? Sure. And I would argue the same for any city where your sports team. Like I would argue, playing for the Saskatchewan Roughriders is probably harder than playing for the Toronto Argos because of the attention.
Right. For sure.
Same with like the Winnipeg Blue Bombers or like whatever, like or being on a team where you are the center of the universe, like the New York Yankees,
Tiger Cats,
Hamilton Ticats. It's the same thing, and I think the Leafs, on a bigger scale than a lot of those other examples, is an extremely difficult market to play in. Now, it's also a privilege to get to play in Toronto. You get to potentially live a life dream. And if you find a way to win the cup, you're a hero. But maybe between, you know what, Mitch Marner talked about his mental health struggles, Joseph Woll's teammates potentially being upset with him that he has mental health problems. Maybe this is showing there is a culture problem in Toronto that people don't want to talk about. And maybe, hold on, I think there's a culture problem in hockey that people don't want to talk about. 100%. Watch it at the end of a football game when all the players who just went to war and tried to beat the living crap out of each other for 60 minutes are now praying together. In hockey, it's not the time the game ends and people pushing and shoving and trying to beat each other up. There's a culture problem in hockey. And I think until that's properly addressed, we are going to see these problems. Look how the Ottawa team handled Almar. And I'm sorry I'm going on a long tangent here, but mental health.
No, it's important.
But look at the way the Ottawa Senators handled the Linus Almar situation. They almost missed the playoffs because of it. And the team never backed down him. Even Brady Tkachuk, who I think is not the greatest human being, supported his teammate. And the Leafs, now you have teammates in back-to-back years that are admitting they had mental health problems that it looks like the team turned their back on.
Yeah.
Jacob, I also issue. Jacob, I just want to say that I think there is a culture issue. I think what's even bigger, and I don't think people talk about this enough, I think there is a worldwide culture issue, and people talk about it all the time when they talk about men's mental health. I remember what's his name?
Blue Jays won.
He was a UFC fighter, and he went out on air. Like this is after his fight. He went on air and he was like, "There's a stigma, because it's true. There is a stigma in this world in which men can't talk because it's not manly for men to talk about their feelings, and it isn't something men do." And I thought it was amazing because at the end of his interview, he said that he would rather his mate cried on his shoulders than having to go to his funeral because his mate had killed himself 24 hours prior to his fight. And it's like, and I think there's a big culture issue within this world, not just in hockey, not just in sports in general. There is an issue, and I think it tracks back to people who grew up thinking a very toxic way of thinking that men can't talk, and it's not cool to talk, and you can't talk about your mental health and all this and such. And it's like, that's fake, because that brought upon this culture. Now it's led to this kind of issues. And it's led to the statistics that everybody talks about most men talk about most Junes, is the amount of men that commit suicide every year. And it's a tragic telling. But I remember I don't remember his name. There was a Boston Red Sox player who opened up when Boston had like their documentary on Netflix, I want to say. And he had said that he nearly killed himself, but his gun jammed. And he got made fun of. For being vulnerable about that kind of stuff. And it's like, there is a sick culture in this world, and it very much It's not just women making fun. It's men. Men do it to other men, and it's it's screwed up. And it's like people don't talk about it enough, but there's a reason why. And it's even when players come out and talk about it, they get made fun of. And it's like, we can't keep doing this, and we can't keep telling players, oh no, you can't talk about this. Or when they talk about it, we think they have an ulterior motive to talking about it. And I want to say the Mitch Marner situation, if people still believe he was going to talk about something else rather than the mental health thing he talked about, that's telling him, well, why did he even talk about it? Because we think he has alternative motives, and he only did this because he lost. Well, no, he's opening up, and we should be accepting of the fact that he's opening up. We can't be talking about what ifs, about why he could have been doing this or why he didn't, or why he had another plan. But it's like, come on. Like, there's other issues at play here. And it's like, that should be what's talked about, is that situation. And I think sorry, Dan, one other point. I think a major thing is that Sportsnet plays a major point in this. TSN plays a major part of this. ESPN plays a major point in this. These big organizations play a major part in these narratives because they push certain things throughout the year. And I think they make things a lot worse for NHL players. That's all I wanted to say.
No, I was going to say at TSN, look, the whole Dan O'Toole situation. I mean, this whole mental health thing was started at Bell Let's Talk Day. Like, Bell owns TSN, started all of this. And when Dan O'Toole had a mental health crisis, they fired him and tried sweeping him under the rug, right? But I got to say, when Mitch Marner came out and said he had to talk about dark times, I honestly didn't think he was going to crap on the Leafs or crap on the city. Maybe I'm crazy. I thought he was to talk about a addiction problem that he had. That's the first thing went to my head, that he had an addiction problem of alcohol or drugs, which was not the case.
Oh, that totally could have been it, yeah.
That's just the first thing that came in my head, right?
Because that could also be mental. That is also mentally. That's also a big mental thing as well, because addiction is mentally.
Sure.
It's a big part of addiction is there's something going on that you're running from mentally.
Yeah,
that could have also been it, Dan. That's a great point. Nobody really talks about that. That could have been it as well. And I feel like everybody assumed one thing.
Yeah.
And it truly could have been anything else. If he said anything else, I truly believe there are portions of this fan base. I'm not trying to be mean by saying this, but I do think there are certain points of the Leafs fan base that is so obsessed with their hatred of Mitch Marner that he cannot not crap on the Leafs. Everything he says has to lead back to the Leafs, and it has to lead back to everything. And it's like, it can't be. Like, people can't talk about the fact that Mitch Marner had an amazing playoffs because of the ending of the playoffs, and because they have a narrative. Now, he did suck at the end of the playoffs, we should also talk about the fact that he dominated most of the playoffs. He dominated a lot of the playoffs. Yeah, he was one of the best players in these playoffs, but nobody's going to talk about it because he lost.
Now, there's some statistics that I want to read for you guys, and this is from Statistics Canada. Okay, so this is legitimate statistics brought up by relevant data. So 75% of suicide deaths in Canada are male. Canada averages 12 to 13 suicide deaths per day, and 75% of that are male. In 2024, almost 4,400 people committed suicide. We have to stop treating mental health like it's a joke, or it's a ploy, or it's this, or it's that. At the end of the day, especially in June, where it is Men's Mental Health Month, we need to start looking at this and looking at culture in general and being like, something needs to change. I do believe in general, and this became a much deeper topic today, which it's a very relevant.
Well, it's a good topic to talk about.
There is a major problem in sports culture, and specifically in hockey culture, towards mental health. Taking mental health as it's a weakness, or you're a man, get over it, be a man up, this, that, and the other thing. Yeah, by saying that this is how we have a male suicide death, if you got to think about, there's 13 a day, 75%, so 8 men in Canada kill themselves a day on average. That's what this is damaging. And this is the problem. And I honestly, and like I said, I'm not a Mitch Marner fan personally, but I actually feel bad for the guy that he comes out, talks about his mental health, and all people do is make fun of him. It was the same thing when Allmark did that interview making fun of mental health, talking about his mental health, and then people made fun of him. It was the same thing. I remember back when Wade Belak committed suicide, people just said, who cares? He was a fourth liner. What the hell does that have to do with anything?
Yeah,
and until we start to, I understand people say, well, they're being paid all this money, blah, 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 blah.
It doesn't mean anything. That's a joke.
Would you like it if your boss said to you and you're having a rough day, build a bridge and get over it? And I get we deal with bosses like that, but we might deal with them sometimes. Like, I don't personally. But like, when you do, that doesn't mean it's right. And I think as a fan base, we need to start to try to be more understanding, because the weird thing is when you hear about stories like this in football, the amount of love and support from the whole league, from the opposition team, you see it in football where a guy gets a touchdown, then he just lost a family member. The other team celebrate. The other team's going up there and talking to him with him. There's a real culture problem in hockey, and there's a real culture problem with hockey fans, and not even just in Toronto. It's a hockey as a culture in general that there is a problem. And you know what? This is an interesting comment too. In hockey, you're only allowed to cry after you win or lose the Stanley Cup. But if you cry about anything else, you're considered a pansy. It's ridiculous. Go ahead, Adam.
So Jacob, I just saw this come up, and I was like, now this is just on, now Twitter is not really a great website if you dealing with mental health, of course. But this is one thing where it's just like, this is crazy that somebody posted this, linking back to Mitch Marner's interview today, talking about it. And he's like, this is Marner. This is something he posted. He was like, Marner as a Leaf said, I'm a god. Give me all the money. Give me the A. It should be a C. Give us locker room karaoke machines. We don't go on social media. The locker room blocks out all the white noise. And then Marner after leaves, dark times, dark vibes, thoughts of playing hockey with stuff. Why? And then he calls him fake with a Rolex. Like, how does that have anything to do? Why does that have anything to do with what he's talking about? The Leaf players are treated like gods in Toronto. Whether Leaf fans want to admit that or not, it's true. We hold these guys way too highly in regard. These people, they're people. It doesn't matter how much they get paid. If you're talking about the fact that they should shut up and just play because they make money, sorry, you're a loser. Sorry, that's just the truth of the matter. Is you are a sad loser who does not care about other people.
Sorry, JD Bauer.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
that
sorry,
is
JD.
So
That's
sad.
JD.
Unfortunately, you know what? There's been more and more lives lost.
Hard.
We want to admit.
Yeah, like it's not like, and like this is what we mean. Like most people probably know somebody they've lost over that, and it's like this should not be a time. And like, especially in June, where we should be making light of somebody talking about their mental health. Like that makes me sad to be a Leaf fan. It makes me sad to be a Leaf fan seeing some, not all, but some Leaf fans talking like this. Because why are you talking like this?
Well, man, unfortunately, it's not just Leaf fans, Adam. It's hockey fans in general.
Look at the time. Mm-hmm. Like, it's disgusting. Like, why are you talking about it? Like, why are you making fun of this situation? This is not a situation to make fun of. And yeah, I would get, I'm worked up about this because that is crazy. I know somebody who dealt with mental health issues. Like, this is not a joking matter. And this is not something that should be talked about in any light way. Maybe you don't mean it in a light way,
good for you,
but it can't be discussed in that way.
No, and it's one of those things. It's not just Leaf fans, unfortunately, because it's just sport culture. And honestly, I don't mean to be whatever, but it is more hockey culture than other sports.
It's true.
They seem to think because they shake hands at the end of a series, it means we're wonderful. When instead you have your brothers who are struggling with mental health, and we just say, "Who the hell cares?"
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know. It's just one of those things.
Thing.
Go ahead, Rick.
Don't forget, there's also Bob Probert with the concussion.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Very
There's
sad.
people that are overdosing on meds.
Yeah.
Yeah. All ex-NHL players that are like, they're not being taken. Like, well, we should also talk about the fact the NHL doesn't take care of its ex-players half the time. If they haven't
No,
played
they
long
don't.
enough,
Yeah.
they throw them to the side and like look at Claude Lemieux. Why wasn't Claude Lemieux's a Hall of Fame player, and clearly he didn't have the resources to deal with his issues. And that is so sad to know that a player that played and gave so much for this sport was tossed to the side when his career was done. He was an agent. He worked within the NHL stratosphere, and still it ended so tragically. And it's like, of course, people close to him probably wouldn't have noticed because people who are dealing with those issues hide it well. But he should have had resources to pass that to go to. But clearly the NHL doesn't provide any. Clearly. It's sad.
And yeah, honestly, too, with the whole Mike Babcock situation might be coming back, it tells you what you need to know about hockey culture.
100%. Yeah, and you what? To be honest, as much as I myself don't personally like Mitch Marner, he might have been a completely different person if Mike Babcock wasn't his rookie coach, right? We all know what happened with him and Mark Martin and making for lists and the phones and stuff. Like, sometimes you can't recover from things. At that point, Mitch Marner is only 18 years old. You're still practically a kid. You know, sometimes you don't recover or something like that.
Jacob, I had a general Toronto question for you guys.
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of like draft wise. So looking at Puckpedia's website, Toronto has 15 undrafted, non-signed prospects, 3 defense, 1 goaltending. Do you think they go more towards like defense and goaltending this draft?
Ooh, I think they could. Like, we have the Dan Danforth has played brilliant in the AHL.
He's been big.
Thank you for taking out the trash, Hurricanes. Yeah, big congrats to Hurricanes and Joe and Stahl. But yeah, to answer your question, I think I could definitely look for more defense this draft because I think that's something. Dan Danforth's a great prospect, but I do think I could definitely get more of them, right? I do feel like in goaltending are pretty good with Hilderby and Antoninov, but if they both make the NHL, then who's going to be your AHL goaltender, right? Hopefully it's not Wade Primo. Not Wade Primo. Was it? No, not Wade Primo. He was Wade Primo's cousin. But anyway, Keith Primo? No, it wasn't Keith Primo. What's this? I don't know. The Primo at least started at the beginning of the year. He's pretty bad, but.
So the best players take rap for management's favors. Coaches harass players not making other players look good. Toronto's problem since the Sundin trade. Yeah, I mean, what's a problem in hockey culture in general. But Rick, I will say to answer your question, I think the Leafs, number one, for first overall pick, you take whoever you think is best available, whether that's Stenberg or McKenna or Carlson-Carls, or there's another defenseman I'm forgetting the name of now.
Chase Reed.
Yes, thank you.
I was reading up.
But I think then after that, then you look at holes you want to fill. The first overall, when you have the first overall pick, you always take the best player available, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I will always go for this. I have no opposition to taking Gavin McKenna. Personally, I would take Stenberg. My personal opinion, what I really want, Leafs trade back. If we get rid of Morgan Riley, we're going to need somebody. Like, it's not going to be a direct replacement. But I still think we trade back, get more assets, and we draft Chase Reed or Carlson-Carls. Now, whether that's Carlson-Carls, though, the issue would be is that he goes to North Dakota next year. That doesn't really change where he gets drafted, I think, though.
No.
He is a massive talent, but he will not be going to the NHL next year. That's something everybody knows, of course. If they take the best player available, be so. I still think if we trade back and we get a bunch of assets,
Thank you.
I would love that.
Thank you, James.
Thank you, James. Much love to you. Much love
Yes,
to you.
100%.
I do just want to say
Here's
quickly before we continue on. Sorry, Rick. I have put in the ticker here. This is the Canadian Mental Health and Crisis Support line. You can call or text 988, and that will automatically take you to a mental health or crisis support representative. I just think it is important that the number is here for people if they feel they need to talk to someone or anything along those lines. Sorry, Rick. Go ahead. I just want to throw that in there.
So it was actually announced today that John Carlson? Yeah, John Carlson from the Ducks is actually heading to free agency, and he's eyeing a return to the East.
Why did he went back to the Capitals? I'm shocked Anaheim's not resigning him.
Well, he also wants probably, I don't even know how old. I know he's north of 30 now.
I think he's around 35.
He's already making a
36.
lot of money as it is. He's 36. Well, like they'll have to sign him short term because they have like other young defensemen. Like they have a decently young defensive core. I don't even think Radko Gudas comes back. I think he's out of contract this summer as well. I don't think he goes back. I just think it was so much money. I think it would but Radko Gudas was also didn't play at all in the playoffs despite being healthy.
Oh, New Jersey.
At one point.
That could be a good
like I really don't know if he'll go back. Now that's nothing against Radko Gudas. Like he's probably a great leader. There's a reason he was named captain, but
good evening.
I think Anaheim also has a younger core, and they maybe don't want to have to keep so many older players around when they're trying to develop their young core. They want to add younger players that are around that same age. Radko Gudas is also like on the wrong side of 30.
Yeah, you gotta remember, right? Like for a player like John Carlson, he's looking as he's getting older. He's looking at a team that they think can win now. I've seen some people say Carlson to Toronto. As much as I'd love it, I don't see it happening.
No, not
funny enough. I could see if the Oilers don't bring in Mike Babcock, because I think they bring in Babcock, they have a hard time getting free agents. I could see John Carlson going to Edmonton if they're able to shut that Darnell Nurse contract, get Carlson to play with Bouchard. That would be exciting. I know you guys are saying the East, but I could see that happening. If it goes to the East, you know what I could see?
Montreal.
I do want to point out really quickly.
I don't know about Montreal, but I could see Boston.
But I do want to point out really quickly, This is Carolina's last year in which they could buy out Kasperi Kotkaniemi for a low price. I think it would be the first year and then the final 4 years in which they would cost $870,000. The rest, I think it would have to be an 8-year buyout, if I'm not mistaken. And then the other couple of years, it would be 400, just below $500,000. So no matter what, they're paying under $1 million to not have Kasperi Kotkaniemi on their roster anymore, which I think is a great deal.
Wow.
Kotkaniemi's not out of contract. He has a really long and expensive contract that especially with Stankoven and Blake's contracts going up and a bunch of their other young
and they're worth every penny after what they just did.
Exactly. Like those contracts are really not even that expensive. I think combined they're going to be making $12 million this year. That is like, and those guys are both extended long term. A bunch of their older guys are soon to be retired or go off contract soon. So they should be good money-wise, but because Kasperi Kotkaniemi's not playing right now. So what's the point of having him, I guess?
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the free agent list, and oh my God.
Yeah, we talked a lot about
Wool. It's bad. It is not a good free agency year at all. People are going to get overpaid this year. It's going to be crazy.
You can only imagine how much Darren Radish is going to get.
On July 1st. We're all going to be dumbfounded on July 1st. There's going to be.
I'm actually quite surprised. Who's going to get that Zach Parise a 12-year?
They can do that. I think they can only do 8 years until like September.
No, I know, but you know what I mean. Like that ridiculous.
No, yeah, I know
what is it, like 12?
Yeah, it was like 12 years. Whatever, how much money it was.
Robinson, yeah.
So Alex Tuck and Radish will be the top going people.
Radish is going to get absolutely paid.
Darren Radish last year was only making $975. So I'm thinking
there is going to be people are going to get way overpaid this summer, and I don't.
I'm guessing he's going to get at least 8 over 8.
Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
I
I
agree
wouldn't be
with that.
surprised.
And he could go as high as 10.
There's
With the
gonna
22
be
goals,
yeah.
70 points in 73 games. I mean,
There's gonna be so many overpays. It's gonna be ridiculous.
I look at someone like John Carlson. He's probably going to sign a 1-year contract. But I think a 1-year contract is going to be worth anywhere between $6 and $7 million because he still contributes a lot. And you look at how much defensemen get paid now. He's still a great player.
But Dan, you know what? You know the defenseman, if I was looking free agency, who I'd be targeting if I'm a team is Rasmus Anderson. I think you'll be able to get him for a really solid price and get him around that 7 million range. And when you're looking about a guy like Darren Radish, he's probably going to get 8+. John Carlson's probably going to get around that 6 or 7. But Rasmus Anderson's a guy that you can probably sign to a 4-year deal and feel comfortable with it at 29.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like I think Darren Radish will be probably the most astronomical contract in.
There's going to be a lot of
the last shot was incredible.
I can almost guarantee there'll be a lot of overpays because the issue is rising cap.
Thank you, Spot.
Like, and I always go
Have
back to like, I think the best example of why I think this is because in 2016, I remember 2016 was probably the worst.
I like that.
The worst draft, like one of the worst free agency class in NBA history, and multiple people got way overpaid. Like, no offense, I think Tuck's gonna get more than he's worth, and I think he's worth at least $10 million is probably a solid price for Alex Tuck. I could see him getting and that might even be an overpay for Alexander.
No,
Tuck.
they're saying
like,
he's asking between
overpaid.
10 to $1 million. He's asking between 10 and 11 million. But you look at the year Alex Tuck just had.
Oh.
And
I'm
it's
saying
not Dan. You're going on what? And you're going crazy. But again, you're comparing it. You have to compare it to like a Kaprizov contract at 17. And Alex Tuck, by the way, in the playoffs was pretty solid too. But in the regular season, he had 33 goals, 33 assists for 66 points, and he was a plus 24.
Well, Jacob, good thing I said he might get overpaid.
That's a really solid year.
Jacob, good thing what I said was he might get overpaid. I
think Alex Tuck is kind of a Nikolai Ehlers category. I could see him between a $7 and $8 million player.
It depends because he could get even
Our favorite
more
virgin comment is back.
Oh my gosh, it's my favorite virgin. What's up, man?
Hey, we're glad that you enjoy the show, though, bud. We appreciate it.
Jacob, question.
Favorite virgin.
Oh, after Adam's son.
Yes, what's up?
Would you, as a hard no defenseman, would you take a shot at Jacob Trouba?
I would, 100%.
I love Jacob Trouba.
Depends on the price, but I would, yeah.
Asking 10 million.
Jacob Trouba, I think the big thing for Trouba is when he went to New York, he had too much pressure on him because he was given the captaincy. As long as he could just play without having a humongous amount of pressure on him to be the top guy, he does perfectly fine. Because you said in Winnipeg and you saw it in Anaheim.
I love
Larkin actually does not have Buffalo on his reported trade list. The 3 teams that have been swung out is Minnesota, Florida, and Dallas. I think last time I checked, I don't know how much bigger it is, but those are the 3 names that we know of.
To answer Funfish's question here,
because of his year this year.
To answer Funfish's question here, look, I still have faith in the Jays because they're still in the wild card hunt. And until they're not, I'm still going to feel they have a shot at making the playoffs. And if they get healthy and Guerrero can find where he put his bat, this team could do some damage.
Well, I just want to quickly answer Wick's question. I've been a big fan of Jacob Trouba since juniors. When he played on Team Canada juniors. If I could get Jacob Trouba a short-term contract, about $4 million a year, sign me up, Will. I think any team, even like a team like Toronto is rebuilding, could use his veteran presence, right?
Well, and you know what? Actually, it's interesting, Dan, you mentioned Toronto because let's be honest, we don't know if Chris Tanev, I know he says he's healthy, but you don't know. You might be looking for someone to play with. You might be looking for someone to play with Jake McCabe. Trouba and McCabe would certainly be a fun defensive pairing to work with. But we do have a lot more questions we need to get.
Well, I just want to say about the Jays, too. Like, George Springer, who hit his 300th home run tonight, which is huge. I think he's going to start building momentum.
To answer this one about keeping Trading Stolars, his trade value was nothing. I think Woe had a higher trade value because he's younger. He's a little
give it
cheaper,
Benoit too.
and he's had some success. I think for Philly, they wanted a more proven guy and a better locker room guy. Stolars, let's be honest, is not the best locker room guy, and I think you wanted a solid backup for Vladar. And I think you wanted Vladar to feel like he's the guy. Because Vladar earned that last year. He was unfreaking believable in the playoffs too. Let's go here. Win cup, earn the money. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, 100%.
Where do you guys think Torts will end up? I'm going to say Edmonton.
Nowhere.
I don't think they're going to be able to. I don't think they're going to be able to get Babcock, and I think they'll go for the next closest nut job.
Toronto.
I don't think. I think this might be it for Torts. I know. I honestly think that would be pretty funny, to be fair, but I don't think Torts takes a job after this year. I really don't. Like I don't think Torts.
Still gotta go to Carolina and get his undies.
There's a reason Torts took a short-term time this deal. He could have taken a long-term deal with Vegas. We don't know, but I don't know. Maybe he's perfectly fine not working in the NHL. And I honestly think I don't think Edmonton's gonna go for him. But that might be because they go in a different direction, especially if the guy that they really want, not Mike Babcock, of course, but the guy that they really wanted to begin with, Vegas decide to let him actually talk to people. I could see him going to Vegas.
Vegas hires him back. That'll be the funniest thing.
Cassidy goes to the Oilers instead. I think Torts might just be done with the NHL at this point. I don't know, especially with the way he acted in the playoffs to the media. I just think he's done.
When he said it was the dumbest question ever, why he would pull the worst goalie in Stanley Cup Finals history.
I think he might be. I think he might be done. But
I do like the idea of Waugh as the coach for Toronto. I think that'd be fun.
I do too.
Yeah, Torts and the Leafs are so opposite. Torts would be eating. Can you imagine Torts trying to handle Leaf media? That'd be hilarious.
That would be funny.
Patrick Waugh would be
Benoit shocked me.
I feel like Patrick Waugh would be much better. Patrick Waugh doesn't exactly have a good track record with media either. Let's not joke here.
Now, answer this one, Funfish. We went more in depth earlier, but yes, this defenseman's small. But when you look at his junior career, he's been a good puck moving defenseman, and the Leafs
I still think it's a bad trade.
Like the thing is, Dan, as crazy as it sounds, we don't know if it's a good or if it's a bad trade yet.
Yeah, but right now, on
Benoit,
June 17th at 12:27 a.m., I think it was a bad trade.
But Dan, you're too focused on his size, rather than what the Leafs actually.
Dan, size matters.
Dan, it's not the size; it's how you use it.
You're so. I think, Dan, the issue is that you're still caught. I don't know how many times I've said this about you, but you're caught at a different generation at times, and your focus is too much on how big a player is. Dan, just let me finish my point first.
Okay.
The thing the Leafs need is not more size. The Leafs need puck-moving defensemen. He is small, yes, but there are small players who do very well in the NHL. There's Logan Stankoven is an amazing player who, guess what, Dan, is small. Is he not small, Dan? He's not even that much taller. Lane Hudson is one of the best defensemen in hockey, and he is small. Like, you're too focused on the size of Benoit, but the thing the Leafs need was to get younger and a puck-moving defenseman, which is exactly what they did. It sucks, but that is exactly what they did. They are big. They didn't need to keep Simon Benoit if they felt like the guy they got could help them in an issue that they badly needed help in.
Dan, have you noticed yet?
Well, okay, I'm old, but I don't think it's just me being old. Like, even Carolina, if they weren't wimpy, Florida kept winning.
I'm sorry.
Some girls are doing
just so that you guys know.
Go ahead, Rick.
Another rumor that's out there, and I'm definitely going to butcher this guy's name. Jordan Kyrou from St. Louis.
Yeah.
One of the teams he is supposed to be waving his no trade on his list is Long Island.
Ooh.
And they're looking at like a first Danny Nielsen and Emerson.
Because
Or something
really?
wrong with that first round pick.
I saw rumors that New York was apparently listening to offers on Mr. Matty Barzal, which is very interesting because why in the hell are they trading? Are they even listening to
in
offers?
the end, Adam, you still got to listen to players regardless.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's crazy though to me because Barzal has been arguably their best player since he's been drafted.
Tell me Toronto's not going to listen to offers on Matthews?
Oh, of course they are because they should. But like, it's still crazy to me that they would actively shop him. Is all.
Kaiwu is an $8.2 million cap hit. Holy cow! And he got 46 points last year. Good luck moving that contract.
Yeah, John Carlson. Well, I mean, he's going to free agency. I guess in theory,
he's still under contract until 2031.
John Carlson, Dan.
Really?
John Carlson. I live at Kaiwu.
Oh,
Kaiwu.
Also, just about Matthew Barzal, his quote-unquote bad year was still 72 points in 81 games and a +10. Barzal is a hell of a player. He had actually had a pretty good year. I love Matty Barzal. And so I have loved the Islanders back when they went on their cup runs of Jordan Eberle and the identity line. And I love this team. And Barzal is one of those core guys. He's still only 29, good Canadian. This might sound weird, but I would not be opposed to Toronto flipping that first overall pick to try to bring Matthew Barzal into Toronto.
Oh, that would be disgusting.
That'd be so cool.
I'd be more.
And he can play center and wing too.
He
can play center. He can play wing. Put a pure playmaker with Austin Matthews, and then see what happens in Toronto.
With Barzal is a playmaker.
He is. He had 53 assists last year. I love this guy. Funny enough, everyone went on. He had such a bad year, and his best year was 23-24, where he had 23 goals, 57 assists, 80 points in 80 games. But he's been a pretty consistent around a point a game or just under. But Barzal had all the pressure with New York with very little help. I'd take him on my team in a heartbeat. See, I love this guy. He puts up all these points playing with fourth liners.
Yeah, exactly.
I love this guy. He's so bloody talented. He's so fast and he's small, but he plays gritty too. And I really like Matty Barzal. He's a phenomenal, such an underrated player. Oh, can you imagine if you put him with a pure sniper? He could be 100-point
crazy.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Carlson would be good with a contender. He's a solid. Oh, definitely.
100%.
I doubt it, but I would love it. Jordan Eberle is one of my goats.
Well, I said he should because it's international play with Canada.
But not yet. He's still playing.
Something was supposed to be announced on Monday about the Hall
of
Fame.
So next Monday, the 2026 Hockey Hall of Fame class is going to be announced. It could be very interesting because Mr. Patrice Bergeron was just inducted into the IIHF Hockey Hall of Fame recently. So Patrice Bergeron could be up there. Of course, Carey Price's name will once again come up in the rumors. Despite me not really understanding why he is eligible since he didn't retire.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
But technically, he hasn't played in 3 years, so I guess that makes him eligible. And then Tuukka Rask will be eligible this year, of course. There's a lot of really good play.
I'm still hoping for my Cujo.
This class. How about Datsuk is still not in the Hall of Fame, people?
Oh, I forgot about that.
There are so many. It's why when we talk first ballot Hall of Famers, it's so difficult because there are so many talented players who are not in the Hall of Fame.
Look how long it took McGillney to make it.
Oh my gosh!
Well, that was because he's Russian, and everybody knows it.
Yeah, but
everybody knows it's because he was Russian.
Are there official candidates? I think Adam was saying it's going to be announced on Monday.
Next Monday.
No, that will be the class. The class is announced on Monday.
That's too bad.
I didn't know that. Very sad.
I think I saw that. That's crazy.
47. That's not that old.
Do what the Sharks did. Yeah, I mean, the Sharks did a great job with that quick rebuild, but I mean, it also helps when you get Macklin Celebrini, who I truly believe Macklin Celebrini. I really believe Macklin Celebrini is the next Connor McDavid. I really believe that. I think he is just disgusting in a good way. He is one of the most exciting players I've ever watched. Even back in juniors, I remember watching him, and I'm just like, man, this kid's the real deal, James Neal. And the San Jose Sharks got very blessed to be able to get him.
Jacob, I'm just going to be setting you this right now.
Oh my gosh. I love when Rick
came across this. There's a list of future, like, first-year eligibility.
Oh, so I have the 2026 list right now. This is new guys.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I don't know if you want to share that on the screen, Jacob. Like the
stuff right meow. Well, I will try to. My Facebook
is crazy. Like Josh Bailey is on this list. Like, what the hell? This year, like, he is first deal eligible as Josh Bailey. So Patrice Bergeron, of course, everybody expected him.
Mike Guerre is a really good guy.
Feel the thrill for the Hall of Fame in 2026.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Online campaign. Everybody tag the Hall of Fame. Tag everybody. Phil Kessel for the Hall of Fame.
No, screw it. Sean Avery. Come on, Dan.
Avery. I would love to see Phil Kessel in the Hall of Fame.
Paul Stastny is going to be eligible this year. That is crazy. Craig Anderson has been out of the league long enough.
First list of eligibility players.
Like, Craig Anderson is a first-year eligible player this year. That is crazy to me. Sorry. That is crazy to me.
Yeah. Huh.
Eric Stahl is eligible this year. Yes.
I can see Eric Stahl.
Let's go.
I like Craig Anderson.
That's the list I'm looking at right now. Yeah, that's crazy.
So I doubt Josh Bailey as much as I loved him. Patrice Bergeron, that's a possibility.
Oh, he has to get in first round.
I don't know if
Patrice Bergeron is a legend.
Okay, so the issue is, do you want Patrice Bergeron? Do you want Pavel Datsyuk? Right? Like,
I want both.
I know, but you got to remember, it's just difficult. Out of Patrice Bergeron, it's most likely for first ballot. Go ahead, Rick.
Patrice Bergeron has 6 selfies. Like 4 players usually. 4 players, I think it is usually.
I think it's 4 players and 2 builders, right?
Yeah. Patrice Bergeron has 6 Selkies. If he is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he has.
Who else is? Stanley Cup, Olympic gold medal, World Cup of Hockey, 6 Selkies. This guy's one of the most decorated players on this list. How would he not get in? Sorry.
Who's Ralph Backstrom?
Who's it? What?
He's on the second list after this list, and he's won 6 Stanley Cups.
Oh, he's
Ralph
probably
Backstrom.
used to play
He's
for
2 under Jason Arnott.
He probably used to play for like Montreal or something. Peter Bondra, Jay Bouwmeester, Rod. Okay, Rod Brindamore has to be in the Hall of Fame this year.
He has to be.
It's incredible that he's not yet.
Yeah,
but he should be in this year.
Him, I could say Jay Bouwmeester too.
My players, my personal list for players would be Patrice Bergeron, Rod the Bod, Pavel Datsyuk, and I'm going to give it to Carey Price. No.
Jay Bouwmeester.
Sergei Gonchar. I'm joking, yeah.
No, you know what's tough, though? You have a guy like Shane Doan, too. Like, he could be a Hall of Famer. Yeah. Ryan Getzlav had an incredible
Vincent Lecavalier isn't in yet.
Wow. Aaron Gubwork with those freaking glass-ass legs.
Owen Nolan? What the hell?
Oh, I forgot. He wasn't in yet.
Gary Roberts, Gary Sutter, Keith Tkachuk, Rick Viev,
Cavier,
Ray Whitney.
Patrick Marleau. I don't think Patrick
Marleau. Henrik Zetterberg is not in the Hall of Fame people yet.
Nope.
There you go. Owen Nolan.
I say Owen Nolan, yeah.
Gary Roberts.
In the Hall of Fame?
Oh, Gary Roberts. He's got to be in there.
Cujo.
Stumpy Cujo.
Kipper. So there are so many guys who have to get into the Hall of Fame.
How about Keith Yandel, too? One of the, so close to getting that Iron Man streak.
Yeah, he's a great one, too.
No, sorry, Babcock. And then you look at these goalies, too, right? There's some like Curtis Joseph, Braden Holtby, Cabby Boulin, Kippersoft. There's some phenomenal goaltenders on this list.
Amanda Kessel, if you go all the way down, there's women eligible, and Amanda Kessel, who happens to be the sister of Phil the Thrill Kessel.
That's right.
So they usually do put in a women as well.
Becca Reine, he could be in that conversation.
Sammy Joe Small, who was the goalie for Team Canada at multiple world championships. She won 4 world championships with Canada. She is one of the more decorated Canadian women's players of all time. Like, crazy if she doesn't
Dawn
get it.
McGuire the related
Yeah,
to
unfortunately, I
Fiona
agree with
McGuire?
that.
Yeah. Sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Verbatim.
Bergeron, for me, it's tough. Like, I get. I don't know.
He has the.
Oh, for me, is no question. Bergeron has to be a first ballot.
He has the accolades, Jacob. When you think about
I
it,
understand
he has Selkies. He has the cup. He was a cornerstone.
He won the Canada.
1,000 points, 1,000 games played, 1,000 points. He has the Stanley Cup. He has a world championship gold, I think. He has an Olympic gold. Sorry, he has
juniors gold.
2 Olympic gold, I think, a world junior gold. He has the World Hockey Championships. He has a decorated NHL and international career. What else would he have had to have done to get to be a first ballot Hall of Famer? Like, I don't understand.
The issue is, so Adam, but there are so many players. What has Pavel Datsyuk done to not make him a Hall of Famer?
I think he should be in. I never said
but what I'm getting at is
Datsyuk, though.
There are only.
You're making an argument of which I didn't make.
No, I'm just saying, though, there are only so many spots that you take per year.
You should do both. Just put both in at the same time.
Well, I mean, mind you, they should just take more than 5. Like, this whole thing of 5 per year is idiotic.
4 men's, 1 women, and then 2 builders, I think it is.
It's not enough, though, for how many. When you went over that list, my gosh, the amount of high-end talent that should be in there that's not.
Oh, it's crazy.
Like, it's absolutely insane. Like, Chris Osgood is probably the most slept-on goalie in NHL history.
Yeah,
Jacob,
probably.
Can I read you something? All the way at the top, it says.
Can you read, Adam?
Jacob, can I finish what I'm saying? Holy crap.
Yes, that was funny.
The Hockey Hall of Fame selection committee consists of 18 individuals. They honor members in the player, builder, and referee categories. Player and referee lines candidates must have concluded their respective playing, officiating careers for a minimum of 3 playing seasons. There's even election procedures. Mm-hmm. So they play. So a player. So these are even the attributes of who they. So like for players, they have playing ability, sense of fair play, character, and contributions to his or her team. I think Pavel Datsyuk, Patrice Bergeron both fit that.
Yeah, for sure.
But like even like I don't even remember how many players they even let in. So a candidate must receive 75% or greater votes to get in.
To answer your question, Adam, it's 8 people, 4 males, up to 4 males, up to 2 females, 1 builder, and 1 referee or linesman. Up to.
Okay. Yeah,
Rick, there's a question for you in the comments. Are you doing watch-alongs this weekend?
So it's being delayed till Sunday, only because I'll be going to the Ottawa game on Saturday. So I'm doing all 3 games on Sunday.
So if you guys want to see 9+ hours of Rick on Sunday, guys, you can stare at Rick's
I'm not worried about
for 9 hours. 9 hours you can stare at Rick. Who would what else is better to do on your Sunday? Don't worry about the Lord's Day. It's Rick's Day.
You got to remember, those people also, it's also Father's Day on Sunday.
I forgot about that.
I wonder why, Dad.
So just so that you do know, Nathan Rourke doesn't scare me because he's overrated.
Yeah, Rick, we had some fans not happy with you in our comment section post game after the show about that take.
They can say all they want. It's true. If you can't throw touchdowns to win a game, and you only get 3 rushing and no throwing ones,
I could get
it what it is.
Yeah.
But
holy cow, we've been on for 2 hours.
Which we'll be doing pre-games for those as well. Our pre-game schedule may be a little different because Dan and I will be in Ottawa on Saturday.
Ooh, because you didn't invite me.
Just maybe I'll bring my laptop and we do a pre-game from my car.
Jacob totally did not hear what I said at all. And I'm glad he did.
Me.
He did.
So
I booed? No, but did you not hear the other part I said?
Adam, I repressed
you guys didn't invite me. I'm joking.
Why didn't you invite Adam?
That's
So-
true. Thanks, Dan. You didn't
Like,
even
straight
invite
up.
me.
Whoa.
Is it because? No, I was gonna make a joke, but I'll make it after because I feel like that's inappropriate to make on air.
Probably because I snore.
Jacob knows what I was gonna. The joke was gonna
okay,
be,
first
so he has
off-
to wait to hear it.
Adam, the reason why you weren't invited because you want to live another day because of Dan's driving.
That might be it.
Just kidding.
That might
Just
be
kidding.
it. That might be it. I love
Um,
you,
Try
Dan,
Jacob's
but-
car in Ottawa.
so, now I forget what I was gonna say now.
About Ottawa.
If I moved down east, Rick, I could throw my mini ball as a sidekick. Ooh. Catch the ball,
so,
Rick. Rick, catch the ball.
Jacob, if you want. Wait.
Touchdown!
I
Oh,
caught it.
look at my
I caught
ball!
I caught it.
Look at my
Your
ball!
ball? What do you mean it's your ball, Dan?
That's the ball I want.
Well, it's the ball you want, but it's not yours.
And if you want this ball, people, it'll be auctioned off while CFL fights cancer.
Rick, your mic's muted, bud. Yeah, it's gonna be a great one. Argos versus Ticats, July
yeah,
18th.
we're excited for that game.
Aren't we going to that game? That's the game.
Yes,
Dan.
I'm
Queen.
wearing my Argo championship.
Right?
boots
Yeah,
tonight.
Rick
I'm
was
just
so
dressed
kind
like a
to give me
college
his extra
professor,
ticket for that
apparently.
game.
You do look like a
You
college
do,
professor.
Jacob. You
Okay, I
do.
had a presentation today, so maybe people know I've been taking marketing courses, and I had a presentation today of a business we had to make for class. And I always say you got to dress right when you do a presentation. So I shaved. My teacher joked with me that I look like a high school student. It was a great time.
You do have a baby face, bro.
You know what, Dan? You know what? When I'm 80 and I look like I'm 50, I'm going to be very happy about that.
I'll be dead by then, so that's okay.
So, just so that you do know,
Did we just talk men's mental health? Read
No, I'm
room.
85. Don't
So-
be that old.
for those that don't know, the four of us are going to the game on the 18th,
Yes.
and Jacob or Dan,
Yes.
there's something else that I cannot tell you,
Oh.
but make sure your August schedule is clear.
Yes.
Okay. It's my birthday month.
No,
It
it's not.
is. Wait,
I don't believe you.
Jacob, isn't it
Dan,
your
you're lying.
birthday
Stop
month as
lying to
well?
our audience. Goodbye.
You guys got a month. That's actually really adorable. Is it the same birthday month? It's quite adorable.
Hey, I am in
So-
peak physical form. I'm not, but that's okay. I'm going to meditate.
So, we will be together on the July 18th when Toronto is in Hamilton for the Toronto home game.
That's right.
Woo!
We're not
Toronto's
all going,
home game.
we're not all going to govern Ottawa because
We will be doing a halftime show at halftime.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, they're leaving me behind because they don't love me enough.
Oh, I said we could invite Adam. Jacob, why don't you
Yes,
invite
Adam.
Adam?
Apparently, people want to see an Alberta road trip, VR road trip.
Oh my
Oh, that'll be
gosh.
amazing.
We would kill each other. I swear it. Well, I don't think we would last to Alberta. I would do it. I would totally do it. I'm down,
I'm
but I
down.
don't know how. I don't know if all four of us will survive the trip.
There you go, everyone. Reach out to the Canadian Football League. Let's get the
Yes.
Analyst Desk in Hamilton Sports Central, sponsored by the
First
CFL.
off,
Woo!
Let's
Adam, I got a
go.
question for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who would die first?
Right, Dan. It's Dan.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's Dan.
No,
Dan
what'll
would
happen
say
is
something
Dan will
and
take
then
too long in the
we'll-
bathroom, so we'll just leave him. And I read a
Oh,
book.
no,
that's
it's
okay.
not the photo party.
Apparently, people are saying that CBC will cover us.
Perfect. There we go.
Yeah.
Got with Hockey Day in Canada for the CFL Analyst Desk and Hamilton Sports Central. Let's go.
And on that bombshell,
Woo.
I think it is time that we wrap up the show for the evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time zone you're in. It's the morning here at this point. We've been on for over 2 hours.
I
Didn't think
didn't
we'd be on
do
for
his
this long, but
take. I'm
we
quite
had some-
surprised.
We had some phenomenal conversation. So I want to thank everyone for joining us. Oh, Labor Day Classic. Gotta love the Labor Day Classic. I want to thank everyone for joining us at the Analyst Desk, where every single day does feel like game day. I want to thank everyone, too, for the amazing conversations we had today about more than just sports. We had some really deep, engaging content about men's mental health. And I will be cutting just the men's mental health conversation aside and posting that into our Spotify and all those links so people can hear that conversation, because it's a very important conversation that's worth having. Yes, Funfish, it is Betty Bye time. JP, we'll be back. Don't you worry. Please don't worry. I want to thank Rick from Hamilton Sports Central for gracing us with his presence once again. And of course, Adam the Goat, who loves the petting zoo. And
It's true.
Old Man Dan.
Stuck in the bathroom and somewhere in Alberta. Woo!
No, you'll be in Wawa, where the place is so nice they named it twice. Have a great night,
nice.
morning, afternoon, everyone. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Rick, you got to do the dance.
Poo-poo.
It's the Analyst Desk. Welcome to the show. It's the Analyst Desk. Yeah, in case you didn't know, it's the Analyst Desk. Welcome to the show where every day feels like game day, bro.